Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Prajajana Ranjana Jaya Prajajana Ranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Prajajana Ranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maya ki Srila Prabhupada ki Srila Gurudev ki His Holiness Bakthi Prem Maharaj Gurudev ki Ananda Gauri Vaishnavinda ki Kai Gaura Premanande. Very happy to see all the devotees today. And it is so nice that it is on Sunday so that everyone is available here and I can take your good association. Sorry? Yeah, we are also very happy, you know. Prabhus, I want to give you, specifically for all of you here who have been coming, you know, every Sundays for the programs, the Bengali devotees, we want to extend our deepest gratitude, because even if there is nobody else who is in the center, but if all of you were in the center, the kirtan would be so relishable, so powerful, because you are singing with all your heart. And that is why we are taking your association. This will please all your spiritual masters. It will please your spiritual masters very much. It will please Srila Prabhupada very much. And today is very auspicious day, because it is actually the Vyas Puja celebration of His Holiness Bakthi Prem Maharaj. And we are really fortunate that we have the opportunity to remember and glorify Maharaj. You all know Bakthi Prem Maharaj. The reason why Bhakti Charu Maharaj chose him as the spiritual leader and successor is really because of his topmost Vaishnava qualities. He is a natural sadhu. He is a pure devotee who has nothing in his heart except to serve Krishna. And he has served and followed the instructions of his spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, 100%. He is so humble, he is so patient, and it is very, very difficult for anyone to find any kind of discrepancies. Vaishnavas never have discrepancies. Sometimes externally, we may look at a Vaishnava and we may think, oh, this Vaishnava has this problem and that problem. But Shastras tell us that even though Vaishnavas have their own natures, some Vaishnavas are angry, some are more rajasic, some are more sattvic, sometimes they are a bit fierce, sometimes they are a bit sadhu, but Vaishnava is Vaishnava. This is a very important point. That is why today, when we come together on the eve of the new year, our vow should be that we should never judge a Vaishnava. We should not minimize a Vaishnava, and we should not criticize a Vaishnava. This is a very important point. Very nicely it is stated in Shastras that if we were to minimize, or if we were to consider that Vaishnavas have faults, then we will be actually in trouble. This is very important. Lord Shiva tells Parvati Mata in Padma Puran a very important shloka. You can chant with me. Aradhanam sarvesha Aradhananam sarvesha Vishnur aradhanam param Vishnur aradhanam param Tasmat parattaram devi Tasmat parattaram devi Tadiyanam samarchanam Tadiyanam samarchanam Aradhananam sarvesha Vishnur aradhanam param Tasmat parattaram devi Tadiyanam samarchanam Aradhananam sarvesha Vishnur aradhanam param Tasmat parattaram devi Tadiyanam samarchanam. So in Padma Puran, Lord Shiva tells Durga Mata, Parvati, very important point. He says that actually, my dear Devi, although the Vedas mention that the worship of the Devatas is very important, but the worship of Lord Vishnu is topmost. So even though there are so many Devatas, we know that the worship of Lord Vishnu is topmost. That is what Lord Shiva is saying. Then Lord Shiva says, however, above the worship of Lord Vishnu, the rendering of service to the Vaishnavas is considered even higher than worship to Vishnu. In other words, if we were to really respect and serve the Vaishnavas, Lord Krishna becomes most pleased. If we are to find fault with the Vaishnavas, Lord Krishna will never be pleased. If Vaishnavas have many faults, that is between them and Krishna. And that is between them and Guru. It is not for us to judge. It is not for us to say anything. We should see good. That is very important. Maybe Vaishnava has one difficult quality, but he has 10 good qualities. Why we are looking only at one quality? We should look at 10 qualities, isn't it? This is how we should live. If we say someone is very difficult, but he has so many nice qualities, we should meditate on that person's nice qualities. That is very important. In Jagannath Puri, because we have Jagannath here, very nicely it is stated that one time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri. And he was every day with Swarup Damodar, Srivas Pandit, and he was with all the associates. Swarup Damodar, you know, would sing very beautifully. And his singing was so nice that when Mahaprabhu and the other associates heard Swarup Damodar, they would faint in ecstasy. They were so happy. So Mahaprabhu only heard Kirtans from Swarup Damodar. And he only heard Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit. He did not hear Bhagavatam from anyone else. Every day, Mahaprabhu would ask Gadadhar Pandit to sit, and Gadadhar Pandit would read Bhagavatam. Which were Mahaprabhu's favorite chapters? Mahaprabhu's favorite chapter of hearing in Bhagavatam was actually Dhruva Maharaj prayers and Gajendra's Moksha's prayers. These two, many times, Gadadhar Pandit would be asked to read over and over again. And Mahaprabhu would hear them over and over again. And he would relish it. Do you know why Dhruva Maharaj and Gajendra, these two stories from Bhagavatam, Mahaprabhu liked to hear? The reason he liked to hear them is because both Dhruva Maharaj and Gajendra were considered to be Kanishta Adhikaris. Kanishta Adhikari means a devotee who comes to Krishna with material motive. Actually, the Kanishta Adhikari is considered the third class devotee. Madhyama is next and Uttama is highest. You know that. In Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada says that Gajendra and Dhruva are actually considered to be examples of Kanishta devotees. Third class devotees. Then why did Mahaprabhu hear their story then? Mahaprabhu actually was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He should be hearing only about the gopis. But no, he heard Bhagavatam daily. And in Chaitanya Bhagavat it is stated that he heard Dhruva Maharaj and he heard Gajendra's prayers many times. Because Mahaprabhu was very inspired by one very important thing. Dhruva Maharaj came to Krishna with material motives. But when he started bhakti, he followed all the instructions of Narada and his mother Suniti very carefully. And when he followed that process of bhakti, by the time Krishna appeared before Dhruva, his heart had been changed. He no longer criticized his stepmother. He no longer was angry with his father. So even though in the beginning Dhruva Maharaj was a devotee, but he was angry devotee, because of bhakti, he became a peaceful devotee. Gajendra, when he was Gajendra, he wanted to show off to his family and his generals how powerful he was. And that is why he went into the lake. And he was intoxicated with power. And because he was intoxicated with power, the crocodile caught him. And for 1,000 years he could not do anything. And he was in difficulty. And so he decided, when I'm in difficulty, no one can help me except Paramparayanam, the source of all shelters. Therefore, I will ask that source for him to help me. So Srila Prabhupada says that Gajendra also turned to Krishna with a material motive. You see the point? Both Dhruva and Gajendra had material motives. Many of us also come to Krishna with material motives. We do. We try to say, Krishna, I don't want anything material, I just want pure bhakti. But if our job is in difficulty, we'll pray to Krishna. If our family is in difficulty, we'll pray to Krishna. But because we have firm faith in Krishna, Krishna will transform our he will transform our material motive into purified devotional service. So by the time Gajendra finished his prayers, he became pure devotee. By the time Dhruva Maharaj finished his prayers, he became pure devotee. And that is why Mahaprabhu liked to hear about them. Because Mahaprabhu wanted to show us that bhakti is the mercy of Krishna. Bhakti is the mercy of Krishna. And therefore we must never criticize the Vaishnavas. Don't find fault with Gajendra. Don't find fault with Dhruva. Don't find fault with the devotees of the Lord. In fact, find good. Instead of find fault, you find good. Don't find fault, find good. That is what we should do. Now, Mahaprabhu was hearing Bhagavatam and he was chanting. One day, one wonderful devotee came to see Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. His name is Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And you all know Pundarik Vidyanidhi was a bit older to Mahaprabhu. And he was considered like a father to Mahaprabhu. But Pundarik Vidyanidhi was a very strange devotee. Because if anyone saw him first time, they would think that he was very materialistic. Why? Because he dressed up very, very first class. You know, he dressed very nicely, like you're all dressing like Vaishnavas. But he would wear silken dhoti, he would wear silken kurta. He had rings on every finger, and they were gold and diamond rings, right? His earrings were gold-studded or diamond-studded. So he looked very, very rich, and he was very rich also. And he lived in great opulence. So many times when devotees saw him, in their mind they were thinking, Pundarik Vidyanidhi is not devotee. Because devotee should be simple. Devotee should not be, looking so opulent. No, cannot be. Like that they were thinking. But Mahaprabhu told everyone, Pundarik Vidyanidhi is first class devotee. Because he is not attached to his opulence. Not attached. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi came. And he was very close to Swarup Damodar. They two were very close friends. And so when they came, they embraced each other. And Mahaprabhu told Pundarik Vidyanidhi, stay with us in Jagannath Puri for a few days. Because there is a special festival coming. The festival of Odana Shashti. You all have heard of Odana Shashti festival, right? If you come from Puri side, you will know once a year there is a festival for Jagannath where Jagannath wears starch clothes. You know starch? The clothes are very starchy. They are made of starch clothes. Normally, starch clothes are not put on Jagannath. Only during Odana Shashti, Jagannath wears starch clothes. But also, normally, if you want to put starch clothes on deities, the sastric way to do it is you have to wash them. But for Odana Shashti, they would actually wear starch clothes without washing. And they would put it on Jagannath. So one day Pundarik Vidyanidhi went to take darshan of Jagannath. And during Odana Shashti, he was wearing nice starch clothes. Then Pundarik Vidyanidhi came home in the night. He was talking to Swarup Damodar. And he told Swarup Damodar, how can the devotees dress Jagannath in starch clothes? It is against Shastra. It's not correct. Swarup Damodar was very cool. He said, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, why are you worried about this? These devotees of Jagannath, they are great devotees. They know what Jagannath wants. If Jagannath doesn't want, he will inform them. Pundarik Vidyanidhi said, but all over India, the deity standard is no starch clothes. So why in Jagannath Puri only they are doing it like that? It is not correct. Like that they were arguing. And Swarup Damodar would say, don't judge the devotees and the Lord. Lord, this is between devotees and Jagannath. Don't come in between, Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And Pundarik Vidyanidhi said, no, this is not correct. I don't agree. And like that, the two friends laughed. They did not fight. They laughed. And then they patted each other and they went to sleep. In the night, Pundarik Vidyanidhi had a dream. In the dream, Lord Jagannath and Lord Baladev, they were in the dream. Subhadra Mai was not there, but you will understand why she was not there. Jagannath and Baladev were there. And they were slapping Pundarik Vidyanidhi on his face. Right, left. Subhadra Mai cannot slap. You know why, right? The hands are not there. She won't slap. She's very calm. But Balramji and Jagannathji, they were slapping Balramji on the left side, Jagannathji on the right side. And Pundarik Vidyanidhi's face was becoming swollen. He could feel, that his cheeks were becoming painful. All of you have been slapped before, right? Anyone not been slapped before? You've all been slapped, so you know, right? When you get slapped, it's very painful. I'm sure as children you got slapped. I'm not saying now you got slapped. Better not. I'll be worried if you got slapped now. But when you were children, you got slapped, I'm sure, right? So I remember when my mother slapped me, all 4 fingers would be here. Right? All 4 fingers would be here. So it is like that. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi was getting slapping. And he started to cry because it's very painful. And he said, Jagannath, Baldev, why you are slapping me? At least tell me why you're slapping me. You're slapping, but I don't know why. Tell me. And Jagannath became very angry. He said, there is no end to your offenses. No end to your offenses. Like me, my servants have no designations of caste, of style of doing arati, of procedures, of rules, of regulations. How dare you come from somewhere else, sit in Jagannath Puri, and you pass judgment on my servants in my presence for my worship. It is better if you take everything and go back home and stop criticizing the devotees. You don't know their hearts. Only I know their hearts. And therefore you have no right to criticize them. And like that, as Jagannath was speaking, he did not stop slapping. He kept slapping as he was speaking. So Vidyanidhi was hearing and he was being slapped. And at the end of it, Vidyanidhi kept saying, Jagannath, please, forgive me for this, forgive me for this. You know what Jagannath said? I'm slapping you because I'm forgiving you. Slapping is my mercy. Otherwise, if I did not slap, you will suffer for this offense life after life after life. So better I slap you now. And then the dream ended. And when the dream ended, Vidyanidhi woke up. And when he woke up, to his surprise, his cheeks were swollen. And he could feel them all red. And he became very happy actually. He started laughing. He ran to Swarup Damodar and woke him up and told him, last night the greatest thing happened to me. Why? Because Lord Jagannath came and he slapped me with Baladev. So Swarup Damodar said, you mean that's a nice thing? Why did he slap you? And he explained to him, he slapped me because I was very offensive to his devotees. And I thought that his devotees did not know how to worship him. But today I've realized that the Vaishnavas should never be treated like ordinary people. Because the Lord finds the Vaishnava very special. Very special. And what is definition of Vaishnava? Mahaprabhu said definition of Vaishnava is one who has chanted Hare Krishna even once. Even once. That means it's very big group, huh? Not only small group. Anyone who chants Hare Krishna once is a Vaishnava. Please don't offend him. If you cannot get along with him, you say Hare Krishna and keep away. But don't offend the Vaishnava. Sometimes Vaishnavas are struggling in their own hearts with their own anarthas. With their own anarthas. And sometimes anarthas are there because of previous life. Sometimes we have anarthas because we have so many desires, but our desires are not fulfilled. So we come to bhakti and we try to fulfill the desires. But we don't realize when we do that, we are not growing in bhakti. We are decreasing in bhakti. But for the Vaishnavas who see that, don't be harsh on them. You pray to Krishna for them. That is important. Pray for them, but don't criticize them. Then Pundarik Vidyanidhi said, I will never forget today, because Krishna as Jagannath has been so kind to me. If he did not slap me today, I will continue to offend the Vaishnavas. And in that way, Pundarik Vidyanidhi also showed us what a great Vaishnava he is. Isn't it so? Sometimes we are very nice to Krishna when everything is good. Only when something goes wrong, we become upset with Krishna. But Pundarik Vidyanidhi got slapped by Krishna. And even then, he was very happy. Very happy. Right? That doesn't mean you both can slap each other. And doesn't mean you're both very happy because you're slapping each other. No. It means Jagannath can slap us. But we cannot slap Vaishnavas. We cannot criticize Vaishnavas. And please don't find fault in Vaishnavas. This is our New Year's Day message. Because we all know how to worship Krishna. But we always take the devotees for granted. And we should not. Bakthi Charu Maharaj was the emblem, right, of Vaishnava etiquette. How many of his disciples are here today? So many of you are here today. How many disciples of Jayapataka Maharaj are here today? Anyone here? Jai. His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj defined Vaishnava etiquette. Bakthi Charu Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, they showed us how to treat Vaishnavas. Therefore, if we want to be disciples, then we must follow in their footsteps. Bakthi Prem Maharaj is another very good example of Vaishnava. He will never get angry with anyone. He will never lose temper with anyone. He's very patient with everyone. And therefore, this is the quality of Vaishnava. So please, this year 2024, please pray before Jagannath. Right? Remember Odana Shashti festival. And remember this wonderful pastime of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And remember, Vaishnavas are special. If you treat Vaishnavas very special, Krishna will give you bhakti. He will give you taste for bhakti. Sometimes people say, why I'm chanting so many years? But I have no taste for bhakti. Why? I'm chanting Krishna's names, but I have no taste. Every time my mind tells me, I don't want to come for programs, or I am tired. Why? It is because we are finding fault with Vaishnavas. If you are not finding fault with Vaishnavas, I guarantee you, you will be very happy to come for all programs. No matter how many years you are in devotional service, when you hear Saturday program, Sunday program, you will get up and you will come and say, Haribo! And I can see that in all of you. You are all so enthusiastic because it is not in your nature to find fault with each other. And that's why all of us, we have to learn from you. We have to learn from you. Thank you, Prabhus. Thank you for all this wonderful work that you have done. And thank you to His Holiness Bakthi Prem Maharaj for always coming through Singapore, for giving us his association. And thank you to all the Param Vaishnavas, our spiritual masters, and Srila Prabhupada. And today, to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, because without him, we will not have Srila Prabhupada. And without Srila Prabhupada, we will not have His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, we will not have His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, we won't have His Holiness Bhakti Prem Maharaj. We won't have anyone here. Right? Nobody will be sitting here. You'll all be outside in Srangoon Road, looking at gold, walking around. Maybe we will be drinking. Maybe we'll be sitting with friends. It's a totally different life. See this pub next door, Every year, no business. Here, full business. We are always full. They are always empty. This is the difference between spirit and matter. Jai Shila Prabhupada ki. Jai Shila Gurudev ki. Jai Gaura Premanande. This is the shortest class I've given actually. But I'm very happy. Thank you for engaging me. Jai Shila Prabhupada ki. Yes, Prabhu.